Hello, everyone. It's me. Hey, Max. Hey, Matic. Hey, Ace and Stump. Welcome in. We're doing a test stream. So this is my embroidery that I'm working on. You guys saw. No backseat embroidering. Yeah, doing a little test stream. This stream is many things. First off, I kind of meant to, do this in the middle of the day at some point this week, and then that never happened. I just kept putting it off, or I kept being busy, I kept doing things. And then, yeah, the fool. And then I thought, oh, well, the first time I do an embroidery stream, it should be when I have my new keyboard, so you guys can see my new keyboard. But I don't want to wait that long. That long being all of 4 days, if I'm lucky. But I thought, how about instead we'll have a send-off of the old keyboard. This is my old keyboard. Yes, it's enormous, and I love it. The new keyboard is the same size. I made sure of it. I thought I turned off autofocus on this camera, but apparently not. Yeah, I love my giant keyboard. I took it from my mother's old office. It's a real workhorse, but it is crapping out on me. And it is not mechanical. So when it dies on me, I won't really be able to fix it. So it's a send-off to my keyboard. You guys got to look at it eye to eye. And it's also, I mean, not really an announcement of any kind, but I'm gonna be on Tumblr much less now. If I can do it. And I'm really gonna try. Eye to eye key. Good one. I'm really gonna try. I need to just, get off social media in general. And honestly, I've been doing pretty good. Tumblr's my last thing that I need to get off of, but I need to get used to being bored in the day again. So that's where I'm at today. The reason, well, not the reason I'm doing that, but I hit 100,000 posts on Tumblr today. And that's a really large number. And that's something like 82 posts a day every single day since I've had a Tumblr account. If you follow me on Tumblr, you know this already. I couldn't have picked a better time. That's the other thing. I saw today that I was gonna hit that number, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna make a fun post about it. And then I saw that Tumblr was, shitting the bed super hard today. For the foreseeable future. Unless they get their shit together. And it's like, well, this is really a sign. I need to get out of here. Okay, interesting issue already. I've never done this. I've used this camera to show people me embroidering before, but I haven't done it in this method, and I've found an issue. It's that I can't see the holes. Yeah. Can't see the holes. Because normally I have my keyboard behind it. I'm insane. This is the art in Balatro that I'm doing here. Hold on, I can turn on the ring light, maybe. I don't want to have it on too long, but... Okay. Focus. Focus. Ta-da. Yeah. I mean, I could also just put my keyboard back here. I'd just be up a little bit. Could do my mouse pad. The problem is my mouse pad's, sticky and full of cat hair that you guys can't see. There's no cat hair, I mean. Shh. It's fine. There's no cat hair at all on my desk, especially not in this embroidery that I'm working on right now. To a ridiculous degree. It kind of would be fine if it was just Percy's cat hair, but it's all of our cat's cat hair, and they are changing the color of my thread. Like, at least Percy is just white. Cross-stitch people are wizards. I love to cross-stitch. I mean, clearly. What am I doing here? Sorry, I gotta take it away. Max, you absolutely have cat hair in your embroidery. There is no physical way I could have made that without immeasurable amounts of cat hair in it. That's the thing. That's like, I wouldn't sell these first off just because it takes a long time to make them, and long enough that I couldn't reasonably price them. And I like giving them away. For the most part. But a very big reason I could never sell these is that I could not sell to anyone with a cat allergy, ever. There's no room in this house that I can get away from cat hair. Yep, it is exactly the origami thing. When I was a kid, I loved to do origami in class. I did not want to carry it around with me. And so I would just give it to people, and they would, like, cherish it. Oh, stump. I'm still origamiing. Hold on, let me get more cool shit to put in the background. Hold on. Potted cactus. There we go. But yeah, this stream is not really me testing this camera setup. I already know this works because I've done stuff with it before. This stream is me testing stream settings. Oh yeah, these things definitely get washed. Ace, this thing goes in the washing machine all the time. Ace, have you seen this patch, actually? I feel like there's no way you haven't, but maybe you haven't. This is my Minecraft patch. Hold on. Yeah. I put this sucker in the wash. It is on Tumblr. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys my favorite... I guess it's an accessibility aid. It's kind of just like, okay. So, the hardest thing about embroidery, the hardest on you that embroidery is the hand holding the hoop. Because this is like a narrow edge, it's hard to hang on to for a really long time, so what I've got is a snack clip. That makes it bigger. It is kind of blocking my light. But yeah, this stream is about testing some other stream settings. I just thought that while I'm already having a weird one, I might as well go all the way. You're expecting something high-tech? No, 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 no. This is a chip clip. This isn't even like the normal kind of chip clips we use in my house. These are normally what we use, but this is not going to help as much. What can I put over here? Yes. Tomato. There we go. Nice and filled out camera now. A chip barrette. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I do a fair amount of embroidery. I take on a big project every so often, and then I have some small ones I do in between. I haven't made a pin in a while. I have a bunch of little pins I've made before. I don't actually have any of them because those are so easy to give away. Those go out immediately. But what I do have are a couple of fish from MCCI. These guys are embroidered. Hold on. Come on, you want to focus. And the orange crab. Okay. Your origami knowledge starts and ends with post-it frogs. Hold on, I have another model sitting around. I have a little fox. He doesn't stand quite so well anymore, but he used to stand. I know a bunch of origami models, but as the story was going, I never hold on to them. I don't like to hold on to them. I feel like they're just clutter. See, that's the other thing. That's exactly the same thing. I'll have, like, garbage. I'll have receipts, and I'll just make them into things. And then I'll give them to whoever I'm with, and they're like, for me? And I'm like, yeah, it's you or the garbage. How does it feel to be cool? Feels pretty cool. It's definitely a different posture than what I normally do while I'm embroidering, but I don't know if it's any better or worse for me. I was also considering putting chat on stream tonight, but I don't really have a good way of doing that. Actually, I think I might still have an old way of doing that. Hold on. No, I got rid of that. Ugh. Lame. Okay. No, I don't have another way of putting chat on stream. I don't have a good way of doing it. It would be really great if you doing this random fiddling behavior were not something I felt the need to hold on to for years. I'm telling you, you don't have to. I'll make you 1,000 more, Max. Okay. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but my phone alarm is going off, and that is cue for me to start looking at the time. Because when the stream is 20 minutes long, I am going to end it and start up a new one. Just experimenting with some stream stuff. I won't be gone long. Literally as long as it takes me to change a few settings. This is why I didn't want something over there. I'm rolling the tomato all over the place. And you can't even see it in the shadow when I've got the thing up. Alrighty. I will see you guys, whoops, in a moment. Alrighty. Sorry, I was gone longer than I meant to be. I like completely fucked up all of my browser source, or all of my docs and everything by accident. That was not great. But we got things back now. That... Ah, shit, I didn't change the stream title, hold on. Okay. There. Now we're back to normal. Ish. Oh boy, don't do that. Okay. Hey Navy, welcome in. Okay, I think we're back to normal now. Yeah, it looks good enough. Yeah, desk reveal. We're doing some embroidery. I'm testing some things for stream stuff. And I forgot to do the thing that I wanted to do. I want... preview projector. Welcome back, Max. There we go. What changed? Wouldn't you like to know? What changed is that instead of stopping the stream, I closed OBS, and then I had to force restart OBS in order to get it to show up again. And then all of my docs were missing because sometimes when OBS crashes like that, it doesn't save any of your docs, so I had to fix that. And then I also had to change one little setting. But that was what the actual reason I was restarting stream was for, was to change that setting, so... And I should probably check and make sure it actually changed. But first I have to untie this knot. Are you fiddling with your bitrate? Something to that effect, perhaps? Okay. Hey, Crow, welcome in. I'd call this a hand reveal, but it's not. I've definitely had my hands on stream before. I need to take it away again, I gotta chew on this knot. That's not true, but I need to look at it closer. Welcome in, welcome in. Some reveal for Stump. Oh, you little bastard. Come on. Okay. We gotta get out more craft supplies to solve the thing. I gotta get out the beating kit. Slim shady hands. I feel insulted. I mostly just need a beating needle. These things are fun. A little scary. Very thin. The mic has to move. Well, they're very thin. And they're quite sharp. You wanted to say slim, but then you thought of Slim Shady right at that second. I do have slim hands. I have very knobbly hands. I've always had very knobbly hands. When we would do, like, hand turkeys in school when I was a little kid, I would trace my hand, and then I'd go and erase it, and draw all the lines nice, because I didn't want my turkey to be knobbly. Oh boy, we can't get into school stories. That'll be a knobbly turkey. Okay. Taking it away again. But yeah, Crow and Ace, what brings you guys to the stream? Late for you two. No D&D, nothing else going on. You've never drawn a hand turkey, Navy? That's crazy. I guess it is more like a Thanksgiving thing, and I don't think the UK has that. Got the knot. I assume no D&D has something to do with Crow waiting for the Benadryl to kick in. Of course Max has studied my hands. Max, I remember at some point I said that I kind of associate you with hands, and you were like, why do you do that? And I'm like, I don't know, you come by it honestly. Yeah, that's a fork video, Max, it's not spoons. Okay, hold on. Now this thread is full of cat hair. You could do spoons, Navy. Have you considered? Which kind of spoons? Obviously tablespoons. What's the point of teaspoons in a challenge such as that? You don't even have a response here that makes me sound any more normal. My chat is not a place for sounding normal, Max. What are we talking about? We are talking about our dear friend Navy Wolf here. Their video on solving a Rubik's Cube one-handed while holding... Oh, I don't know the number of forks off the top of my head. A number of forks. 20. 20 forks in the same hand. It's impressive stuff. I believe it was to beat someone who had solved a Rubik's Cube doing the same with 14 forks in their hand, and you just went to the next nice round number. You hear fork and your programmer brain begins yelling. Oh man, I was looking at a GitHub script today where someone had like turned off the comments because they were so tired of people forking the script and changing nothing and trying to be like, here is my improved script. And they're like, you can do it if you want. Stop telling me about it. I don't care. I will fork my own code. Hashtag concurrency. That's hellish. I don't understand. So, it's like common practice for Minecraft mods to have different forks of the mod for different versions, and oh my god, that sounds hellish. Why would you do that to yourself? It was 16 forks. Especially because there are multi-loader and like multi-version, what's the term? Compatibility. Like, I'm forever grateful that they do multiple versions for the same mod. but, like, why do it as a terrifying list of, like, 6 or 7 forks of the same mod? I don't know, it's something more about, like, upkeep. Like, I imagine if you made the mod and then you're like, okay, I'm gonna make it now work on 1.16 or whatever. But if you have to then upkeep that, like, I think even Create does it that way, which maybe it speaks to the fact that there is no better way, but God, it feels like there should be a better way. But yeah, I really started doing this with, like, the worst color that I could be doing this on stream with. You can't even see what I'm doing. There's, like, the vaguest hint of a line there. I mean, part of that is just this camera is not that good. And the lighting under here is fucking awful. What card is this? This is the Fool. I was kind of planning on doing 2, but now having done 1, and knowing how much effort it takes, I don't know if I'm gonna do 2. Elatro Fool card iconic? Agreed. Stealing it again. See, the problem is that the best way to hold it is like this, but my hand is where the needle is if I'm doing that. My super high-tech solution, my snack clip, is failing me. Who could have guessed? Well, eventually it's gonna have Fool written on it, so then you won't need to ask. But yeah, I was gonna do the Fool and Death. Because those are probably my favorite art. Tarot art are very good. I like them a lot. And the, what's a Balatro? Yeah. The Fool and Death are a very good combination in Balatro. I'm sure you have, but you can always show me again. I am checking Discord tonight, because this is kind of a Clown Shoes stream as is. Oh, I didn't even show you guys the coolest part of my papercraft desk potted cactus. So it's fully 3D. And the cactus comes out. I could put something else in here. And this would be like a hella cool background prop on stream, if you guys ever saw my desk on stream normally. Hold on. Doing something. You guys can hear me, yes? I'm just quiet. Quieter, anyway. Ah, it looks fine. There we go. No more mic in my face. Okay, this is also not a solution. Because now the pop filter is right by my mic, so I keep whacking it. Go. Max, that's a pretty sick death. I'd put it on stream, but I have no convenient way of doing that. Damn it. Okay, the autofocus needs to stop. This is bothering me. Sure, put a Pinterest link in my chat. Where is this? Camera. Properties. Figure. Do not auto. All right. The lighting down here is just awful. This is so bad. I really do want to get like an actual clamp and stand for this. Be quite handy. Alright, that's my timer again. So now we're going to be looking at the time again. My ace ring looks super cool. Thank you, I made it myself. This is a beaded ring. If I get bored of embroidery, I could probably show you guys how to make a beaded ring too. Oh yeah, here. It is. This one's pretty boring, this is just a black band, but that's all an ace ring is. I have an arrow ring somewhere, I don't know where I put it. I did make one, but I just never wear it. Why not the arrow ring? I don't know, I just never wear it. It's less prevalent as well, like, in the culture. And it kind of just feels like it's more a rip off the ace ring than anything, and I don't know. At the time I made it, and the time I got comfortable wearing it, I was a lot more comfortable with the ace part than the arrow part of my identity. So now here we are. Now I'm not used to wearing a ring on my left hand, and so I don't. I didn't used to have a beaded ring either. I used to have an actual, like, nice blackened steel ring that I chucked into the snow by accident one time. And then I tried to find it in the spring and it could not be found, and so I just made myself a new one. Pinterest, why are you making Navy log in? Why is every social media gone to shit? Why do they just want to keep making them worse and worse? It's ridiculous. But yeah, the beaded rings are not very hard to make. The biggest problem with making a beaded ring is that they're not exactly common craft supplies. Not the easiest thing to find if you don't know what you're looking for. The other thing is that once it's not really a problem, it's a problem in that I have a whole bucket of beading stuff and it's overflowing. Because when you do find the beading stuff, you get it in such vast quantities. Oh. Tutorial, share the craft? I absolutely will. Oh shit. I forgot I was supposed to be watching the clock. Okay. Well, I'll have to keep that in mind, I guess. I'm gonna start the stream over one more time. This time I'm actually gonna hit the right button and not close OBS, so BRB. And we're back. Much faster this time. Things have changed again, but this time they were very easy to change because I hit the right button. I don't like Chatterino telling me that I am now offline a minute after stream has restarted. Come back. Get back here. There we go. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I honestly might... I might end stream again in another 19 or so minutes and go look at the thing I was checking. And then if all looks well, I will probably start stream up again with the settings I've chosen. And then I'll probably show you guys how to make a beaded ring, because I might as well. We're screwing around here. Yeah, embroidery is such a great task. It's so repetitive. This is just like Minesweeper, except I end up with something cool at the end. The funny thing is that I don't even hold on to most of the things I embroider, so it's exactly like Minesweeper in that I do a bunch of work for a really long time, and I end up with nothing. But somebody I like ends up with something cool. Like the fishbone patch. I don't know. I don't think I ever made a Tumblr post about that, actually. Should get some pictures of it now. Or go pester Bones and see what he put it on. If he's put it on anything yet. Oh, Navy. You've got the real Slim Shady stuck in my head now. Which you'd think that I already would have that stuck in my head from Stump calling me, saying I have Slim Shady hands. But it's just now in there. It was not Navy. Yeah, Navy said guess who's back again. I don't even know if those are the same song, actually. Stump did this to you? I see. Then I assume they are the same song. Navy, I listened to Circles by Creo. Or Sphere by Creo, and I liked it. It's very good. I put it on one of my playlists immediately. You guys have more music recommendations for me. You should tell me about them. You got over the obsession phase. Always fun. I keep doing that with, like, one song, one by one, with songs from Dead Poet Society. The band, not the Taylor Swift album. I need to clarify this always. The band predated. And they are not anything like Taylor Swift. If you've not already listened to them, I recommend both The Crane Wives and Dirt Poor Robins. I have listened to a fair amount of both of them. Less of Dirt Poor Robins, but I've definitely listened to a few of their songs. And The Crane Wives are impossible to avoid. I am a member of the Minecraft YouTuber fandom, Crow. I've listened to The Crane Wives. They're very good. Crow, I have a recommendation for you, actually. If you like the Crane Wives, you should check out the band Cold Weather Company. Specifically the album, A Folded Letter, but their newer stuff is just as good. I just really like A Folded Letter. It's my favorite album from them. A new pop-punk band called The Paradox that you like quite a bit. I will look them up. Crow, you should listen to Cold Weather Company. It's so good. The band is so good. I have a note from them that I can't show on stream because it has my name in it. But I ordered merch from them, and they sent me a personalized note. The craziest thing, I ordered like a t-shirt, and they sent me an album as well. I got like a DVD here. It's like a whole fold-out thing. It's incredible. Oh, they're so good, Crow. You should listen to the album A Folded Letter. It's not this album. But it is an album I would like to own on CD, now that I have a DVD player especially. My absolute favorite song from them is probably... Shoot, what's it called? I should know that. They've got two... Well, they've got a full incredible album in A Folded Letter. It's a very good album. And interestingly, very little percussion. I think there is, like, one part in Gettysburg that has actual drums, and the rest of the album there is no... what's the term? Like, normal, but no conventional percussion in the rest of the album. It's very neat. From Rest. That's my favorite song from them. That's the first song of theirs that I listened to, and it's got a very special place in my heart. Their new album, In Time, is also very good. There's a few songs on it I don't actually like, but, I mean, they can't all be winners. And Cold Dark Shadow is absolutely incredible. Just so good. Other Mother, Andro Pralo, Outer Wilds OST. Ooh. Max, have you listened to Gettysburg by Cold Weather Company? It's very similar in tone to Cold Dark Shadow. What do you mean about Mother Mother? Hey Crow, did you know that Mother Mother's a Canadian band? You want to listen to more great Canadian bands? I know a lot of them. My parents and I were talking about, or me and my mom specifically, were talking about Canadian bands and how they're all from Ontario. Most of them even from Toronto. Yeah, that's the thing. So, it's very difficult for bands to make it outside of Canada. Like Canadian bands, it's very difficult to make it outside of Canada. So when a band is popular outside of Canada, like when you get your Metric, when you get your Mother Mother, when you get your Tragically Hip, that's like a big deal. Bare Naked Ladies, they're Canadian. Rush, they're Canadian. I'm just listing off the biggest Canadian bands now. Not necessarily ones I enjoy. Although I don't dislike any of the bands I've listed. You forgot Metric is Canadian? How much more Canadian can they get, Max? Their band name is literally Metric. USS is Canadian. Oh, I love USS so much. I love their music so much. They're not together anymore. They're like they're the first artists I ever bought music from, was USS. First album I ever bought was, I think Frequency is the name of the album. It's a pretty good album. They still do some shows together. I haven't seen them in person. They actually did a show somewhat near me, like a couple of days before I got top surgery, so needless to say, I did not go to that show. But boy, I wanted to. Yeah, USS is a great band. They still sometimes do touring shows, but they're kind of done as a band as far as I know. They're a really interesting group, mostly because of the fact that their frontman is not the vocalist, despite what literally everyone I've seen interviewing them try and do. Because they'll have interviews where the interviewer will be trying to talk to his name, I think, is Jay. They'll be trying to talk to him, that he's the vocalist, but he is also just shy. Like, he doesn't want to talk to interviewers much at all. Meanwhile, the other guy in the band, Human Kebab, he's like a DJ. And he loves to talk to people. It's great. It makes interviews with them very funny to listen to, because... It's not Jay, it's Ash is that guy's name. Frontman. Not frontman. Vocalist. Specifically not the frontman. And it's weird to me why bands... Like, why that's the assumption that the vocalist is the frontman for band. Oh yeah, you guys can also see my needle minder. This thing. It's a magnet. Mine's my needle. And it's just stuck to both sides of the fabric. Doing alright on time. what is the purpose of minding one's needle? Well, if I have to put my needle down, like say there's a knot in the thread and I have to look at it, then I need to put this somewhere. And just having it stick somewhere where it's not going to float and run off is very helpful. What is minding a needle? It just makes sure it doesn't go anywhere. You don't need one of these. Usually what people will do is they'll just stick it somewhere in the fabric, or they'll put it through the corner of a workpiece in like this extra fabric. And I do that. I used to do that before I had this needle minder. But this is much more convenient, and it's a bit more stable. I just got reminded that this is how I used to put away my mic, was I would put it way up to the side, and it would sit over top of my monitor. Now it kind of blocks off half my desk when I've got it put away, air quotes, but... Oh, I don't know. There's no good place to put this mic arm. Haven't found one yet. I've found some alright places, but that's about it. There never is. Ah, so true. I don't know, I'm jealous of Zombie Cleo's setup. I know she's got her mic arm clipped to her, like, her side of her stairs. That's the best place for it, I think. If I could stream from the couch, I was gonna say if I could film YouTube videos from the couch, but let's be real, I'm not filming YouTube videos. If I could stream from the couch, I sure would. It'd probably be even worse for my posture, though. I do have a nice couch. We have a few nice couches. We have a couple, anyway, not a few. There are two. Two nice couches. She feels like the only person who has this streaming thing truly figured out. Honestly, Zombie Cleo knows what they're doing. They're on the couch, and they just, like, push the mic arm up and away, out of the way, when they're not using it. It's incredible. I'm so envious of her setup. I want it to be mine. That's why I need to, when I'm out on my own, I must be in a place with stairs. Uh-oh. You can see I'm sitting up straighter because my soda came close enough that you guys saw it. You dream of a Clio setup, but you know you would just end up with an Ethos setup. Honestly, Ethos setup, while people take the piss out of it all the time, but, like, it's not bad ergonomically speaking. Like, having it like this is good for your wrist. This is better than what most people do. What's crazy to me is that he's like, I mean, I can't demonstrate this because you guys can't see past the edge of my desk, but, like, he leans way back and, like, he plays like this. That's crazy. But I don't know why he does that, but the rest of it, the desk setup is very ergonomic. His posture, maybe not so much. Then again, he could also just be lying. That's my favorite thing to think about. Imagine if he is just completely normal and he's just lying. The tissue box, questionable. I mean, the tissue box makes sense if you don't have, like, here, I can show you this. I can show you my mic. This thing, here. This isolates the mic, so if I hit my mic arm, it doesn't come through the mic. It's isolation, and if you don't have a little cradle for your mic, a tissue box is going to do the job better than nothing. I understand the tissue box. It's crazy that he still uses it. He never... But then again, there's nothing more permanent than a temporary solution. Alright, there's the timer. We're watching the time, and we're actually going to remember to watch the time now. Thinking about me biting the pop filter. Okay, so here's the problem. When I'm not talking on stream, my mic is just right in my face, and the pop filter is, like, right at the level of my mouth. And sometimes, if I'm just sitting there not talking, I will just creep forward and lightly bite my pop filter. And this is why I can never be a facecam streamer. You're thinking about the Toast Catboy edit. Oh my god. I forgot about that. No, Ace, you cannot see it. Don't you just love permanent solutions? It's literally, it's a photo of just normal-ass, real-life me biting the pop filter that someone has, like, uwuified into me being a cat boy with, ears and a toast in my mouth. What did you come back to? We're talking about my mic. We're talking about setups. We're talking about the fact that Zombie Cleo is the only person who knows what they are doing streaming. Welcome back, Stump. Alright, I wasn't looking at the clock again. I forgot again that I was supposed to be watching the time. I'll be right back. This break is probably going to be a little bit longer. And then I will be back. I'll probably finish this thread, and then maybe I'll show you how to make the beaded ring. Or how to start one anyway. BRB. Alrighty. I'm back. And results are inconclusive. Alright, what does Philza do for his alerts? Maybe I know how to do it and I just don't. Thank you, Navy. I'm glad to be back. There are lots of things I know how to do on stream that I just don't because I'm lazy. Or because I don't have, like, a style and everything that I want to maintain. So try me. What does he do? Or what do you want to know, I guess, is my question. Nobody bugs me. Nobody on the internet bugs me. Just bots, and they're not even real people. Oh my god, I got like 5 bots in my chat last stream. It was ridiculous. It really felt like they don't want me playing Minecraft. Is the audio issue with alerts? What does that mean? Are your audios not playing with alerts? Oh my god, speak of the devil and a bot shall appear. Get out of here. Don't you know that you are not very well liked. External tech via Go XLR. Yeah, that is the sad thing is that a lot of people, their cool audio things is they have a Go XLR. I'm looking at you, Martin, in the Littlewood. You can isolate different programs with a plugin, but then your browser alerts don't play, because if you have a browser unmuted, it doubles all of your audio. That's strange. Because my audio sources are like their own separate thing for like my alerts. Here, let me... Oh my goodness. You assumed that the active streamers of the SM3 each had Mixer and so on for better audio quality. No, you just had unreasonably high expectations when you were looking into what to get yourself. I do remember that, yeah. What was I gonna look up? I was going to look up stream elements. Stream elements. I tried, man. I really tried to set up a payment thing through your account, and you just told me no. You're like, sorry, can't do it. Didn't tell me anything. Is this my overlay that I use? I never remember. Emulate. Yes. Oh, my alerts aren't showing up, whoops. Okay. So if I mute that... There's just one. So yeah, my alerts, the noise that it picks up is the executable is specifically OBS browser page.exe. In order to like really get into the nitty-gritty of your audio woes, Ace, I think I'd probably have to look at your OBS, which I'm down to do sometime if you want to reach out. Yeah. None of it's straightforward. Everybody struggles with it to start. It's just a part of the learning curve. March is a fucked up month. Oh, April's gonna be a fucked up month for me. The back half of it, anyway. You catch me in early April. Probably be able to help. I also would like to stream with you again, Ace. I enjoyed that. I could even go live earlier. ...3 days of overlap. Yeah. That's life. Trying to plan things as an adult. God, that gradient looks quite good when... Like, not that it doesn't look good in person, but the gradient looks quite good on stream. Very nice. Earlier? What does this word mean? It means maybe I'll go live before early games. Aw. Poor Ace. Yeah. All my D&D things fell apart because of scheduling. Accursed scheduling. 3:30 a.m.? Yeah. I could go live at 3:30 a.m. I don't think that would help anyone. I could probably... It would honestly be easier to find a time to stream where nobody's awake versus where everyone is awake. I really do think that's where I sit time zone-wise. I guess not awake, but around. I can't believe how terrible this camera is. Like, it's not bad as a cat cam, but boy, this is not the best use for it. We have to plan sleepovers to stay up and watch Zircon stream independently across the globe. Isn't that what's already going on here, Max? You're all invited to my sleepover. It's right now. That's it. That's all. We're not having the same snacks, you're not even in pajamas? Well, get in pajamas. That's not my fault. You didn't get the snack menu? Come on, Max, we sent this out months ago. Your melatonin. Go take melatonin, Ace. Alright, well if Ace is taking melatonin, we better step on getting to the beating instructions, I guess. This'll be fun for me, because it's been a really long time since I've done this, actually. So we'll see how much I remember, and how much is this just me fumbling around trying to remember what to do. We're almost at the end of this thread, and by almost I mean any sane person would have stopped already. But the thread is still a little longer than the needle, so we keep going. You can't buy melatonin, Navy? Is this a British thing, or is this a you thing? You have to be prescribed it there, that's wild. I guess it makes sense, kind of in the way of, like... I mean, it doesn't do nothing to you. That is definitely an effect. It's a little bit strange you can just buy it here. No more snack flip. There we are for now. It's just this tiny section that still needs to be double-crossed. Then we can work on the name section, then we can go up into the feet, and the background, and the hands, and everything. And I'm gonna do the skull, and then I'm gonna do the outline. Let's do this one. What does it take to get a melatonin prescription there, if you know? Oh, now I have Fellow in the North by Cold Weather Company stuck in my head. You have no idea, but whatever it is, it's more effort than you're willing to put in. Fair enough. My beading supplies. Okay, what color ring? Give me a color. Oh, one more thing. Okay. So, about these papercraft Minecraft items. If each of these pixels was the size an actual pixel would be in real life, this is the size of a single pixel. This box. This is a single Minecraft voxel, 1/16 of a block. I'm not table pale. I am quite pale, but I'm not that pale. Yeah, this would be the size of 1 pixel in real life. But I don't have that much paper. Periwinkle. I don't know that I've got periwinkle. I definitely have blue. This is the color that my ring is made of. It's called gunmetal. Here's a blue. Here's another blue. This is kind of periwinkle. It's a little darker. Here's another blue. Here's another blue. Here's another blue. The camera hasn't past seen me as indistinguishable to a white wall. I'm pretty sure I have more blues. Here's a purple mix. You're in a stream of vampires. Here's another blue, but these aren't 11-0, so I'm not going to be using them. That's just black. Here's another purple mix. That one's kind of like oil spilly. Here's like a mauve. Can't actually show that one on stream. It's got an address on it. Here's another bluish one. Points a long, pale finger at you. Here's a nice gold one. Like, kind of brassy. Here's another mauve one. Alright. Pick. You heard me, chat. Somebody pick a color here. Or if you don't like any of these blues, this is not blue. But if you don't like any of these colors... Light blue. This one or this one? A or B? A, B. Put everything away first. Everybody says B. I see. Get out a Pringles lid. Very important beading thing there. Oh yeah. My crane scissors. So step one, we grab out a beading needle. These are... a couple of these are already threaded. We're gonna get one that's not threaded, but I'm gonna grab one of my nice ones. And I'm gonna show you guys what my elders taught me. How to thread a beading needle. Because here's the thing. The eye of this needle needs to pass through a bead, which means that it's got to be very tiny. What am I using? I'm using bonded white nylon. I literally just got a spool of this from a beading workshop I took. I don't know what it is other than I have a lot of it. I've done some like actual beading as well. I don't like it as much. The next thing we're doing, and you can kind of see me what I'm doing right now, I'm gonna get a full arm span worth of thread. And when I cut this, I'm gonna cut it at an angle. This is always hard to show anybody, but basically you just want to brace it against the spool and cut at an angle. So now we're done with that. Have I done anything with candy? It is very much like candy. If you're like making candy things, it is exactly the same. Hold on. I have made beaded versions of these lizards before. And they're teeny tiny. Here's another cool beaded thing actually that I've got on hand. Little star. I could try and make an itty bitty Lizzie, yeah. Teeny tiny lizard. This green thing here is a piece of felt. It's kind of like scrubby felt. And it's just very good for holding beads. But if you don't have one of these, here's my own homegrown beading advice. If you can't find this, a Pringles lid will work. It won't be able to hold your needle, but if you just need a thing to hold your beads flat, a Pringles lid is going to do that completely fine. Here's my tip to you guys. But yeah, you get some beads, and actually, I forgot one thing. What we need to start is an anchor bead. And I actually have a bunch of beads that are very good for this specific thing. I have some 10-0 triangle beads. They're slightly bigger. Very descriptive, or very illustrative, I know. I'll show you guys. I'll compare. The dark thing, that's going to be our anchor bead. It's slightly bigger than the other beads, and it's just going to give us something to pull on, basically. But before we do any of that, we have to wax this thread. So this is a big block of beeswax. I also don't know where I got this, but, I mean, it's lasted a long time. You get a block like this, it'll last you forever. I'm pretty sure I got that, like, this was a hand-me-down. This was somebody's block of beeswax already that they used. And basically what you want to do is you want to hold it against the block with your thumb, and then pull on the other side and just pull the thread through the block. And that'll wax it. And you want to start about halfway through your length of thread and then just do that again. And I do it twice, and if you do it any more than that, you're going to have wax building up on the thread and it's going to come off on the needle. So really, you just want to wax it enough that it's not getting into constant tangles. You'll be able to feel it on the thread, but it won't come off. Let's see if I can thread this quickly. I used to be pretty good at threading these, but they certainly are not an easy thing to thread. And this is the tip that I learned at the beading workshop. Is that if you just have barely the tiniest, tiniest amount of thread peeking out of your fingers, and you bring the eye of the needle to that peak of thread, it is much easier to thread the needle. Supposedly, anyway. I'm struggling right now. Yeah, fucked it up. Okay. So, I've split the thread here, and that means either I can try the other side or I can cut it short and try again. And I'm just gonna cut it short. I am doing it from below the camera. I'm doing it keeping in mind that I don't want to go on camera. Oh, I almost got it. Come on, you. There we go. Threaded. And then you want a pretty good tail on this. There's no reason to not. Next thing you want to do, you want to find the other end of your thread. You just want to hold on to it. You want to thread your anchor bead onto your needle. Come here. I was about to suggest swapping to an already threaded one. I don't think any of my already threaded ones have enough thread on them for this. So you want to take it so you have still a bit of a tail. And then hold it there. And then you want to pass the needle through. So this is the side that the needle is on. You want to pass it through the other side of the bead so that you're making a little loop going through the bead. And you're going to want to pull on the right side of the thread when you're doing that. God damn it. So now there's a little loop. This bead is just stuck in the thread. It's not going anywhere. And then I'm going to do another one just for stability. And now, this bead is anchored in the thread, and I can pull on it, and it's not going anywhere. And it basically just means that I'm going to be able to have tension on both sides of the thread. Now, there's a reason I kept these needles out, because the next thing we're going to do is grab another needle. And this can be a shittier one. If you have two qualities of needles, this can be your shittier one. We don't need to thread it again. And now we have to consider the thickness of the ring that we're going to make. So the thickness this way. This ring is 6 across. You can't see it. 6 across. You still can't see it because it's very out of focus, but it is 6 across. And I'm just going to do one that size because that's what I know how to do off the top of my head. So what you're going to want to do is thread 6 beads onto your needle. You just want to let those go all the way down the thread. All the way to your anchor bead. Is there a good way to light this? Maybe. And now, what you're going to want to do... I believe this is called brick stitching. I can't remember if this is brick stitching or peyote stitching. One or the other is going to show you... You're going to be able to look it up and find more information on it than what you're getting here. They are somewhat similar. I just don't remember the name of this specific one. I definitely put too much wax on this. It's coming off on my hands. It's fine. I'm also going to take this off the table because it will leave a spot on my table. And I don't particularly feel like scraping beeswax off my table, my desk even. So you're going to want to take the needle that's unthreaded, and you're going to want to pass it through one bead that's on your thread, and then leave one loose. Next, pass it through the next bead, and kind of just alternate it like that. And you're going to pass it through another, and then finally, you're going to put it through the anchor bead. And now you can hold on to the anchor bead and pull the rest of the thread taut. And you'll have a little zigzag of beads now. And now you can start putting beads onto this. So this is the hardest part by far, is getting the tension right for the first set of beads. And I actually did this backwards to the way I normally would, because I like to slide them off of the, starting needle when I'm doing this, but... You really just... There can't be too much tension to start this off. You want to have it right against the anchor bead. Then the next thing you want to do is just pick up a single bead. Send it all the way down your thread and pass through just the first zigzag up. This one here. Then you just pull it tight. And I did that wrong, actually. This is not what you want to do. This is what I was talking about. You're gonna watch me fumble around for a little bit as I remember how to do this. It has definitely been at least a year, probably more like 2, since I've made a ring like this. So let me think. Let me think and let me look at my own ring. No, I was doing it the right way. Damn it. It is just tricky to start. It's very... It's not counterintuitive, but I don't know, it sure isn't intuitive. So yeah, you just want to pass it through the first one that's poking up. And you want to make sure the thread stays all on the same side of the extra needle you've got. And now you can kind of see there's a little thing on top. There's an extra bead. Now you can pick up another bead and go through the next one. And there's a bit of like a woven pattern to it that emerges. And you can keep the extra needle in as long as you want. I usually try and get it out as fast as possible just because I find it a bit unwieldy, but it does give you something to hold on to while you're getting it started. And I'm probably going to hold on to it for a while longer than I normally would just because I'm out of practice. And again, in this section, in this stage, you really just want to keep tension tight. Just give the working end of your strand a good tug. My hair is getting into the camera. Next, you go again. Waxed weathered zircon table block. Mojang, when are you adding this block to the game? It's incredibly important. So basic, so obvious, it's incredible they don't have it yet. And now, 3 beads later, and we have expanded our little weaving thing. Just a bit. Now you can either turn it around, or you can just go back the other way. I normally just go back the other way, but you can do whatever you like. And just do the same thing. You go up into the needle, or into the bead that's poking up above. You pull it tight. You should, Max. Zircon as an ore in Minecraft would be cool. I just don't really know what you would use it for. It's just a gem. Then again, so are emeralds. Got plenty of use in Minecraft. But yeah, you basically just keep that up, and it's a slow process for sure, but for a ring, I could probably bust a ring out in like an hour. In peak practice, I could do one in an hour. Right now, it would probably take me a bit longer. Special villager trade? Wizard spells? Give the fletching table functionality? There's the ticket. But yeah, there's all sorts of considerations you can start making with these once you've, like, got it going. You can be really picky about the specific beads you pick out of the pile, because sometimes with cheaper beads like this one, the beads won't all be exactly the same size, and there's all kinds of stuff you can do with it, but for right now, we're just gonna go. And this is another kind of thing like embroidery, like Minesweeper. It's a very soothing, repetitive task. Tell me you wouldn't want to give your friends some diamond armor you got a great deal on? Navy, I don't really know what that refers to. A special villager trade. Who's telling you they wouldn't want to give their friends diamond armor with that they got a great deal on? But yeah, Ace, if you are familiar with candy, like weaving, it's the same thing. It's just smaller. But yeah, there we go. We have a little tiny sheet of beads. Sorry, I really hate that I'm shaking the camera so much when I do that, but it's velcroed to the top of my bed, so it's... the quality's only gonna be so good. Imagine you walk up to a villager and they have diamond armor trade suspiciously cheap, but you decide to snap up the deal anyway and you walk away with a fresh set of zircon armor. That's really good, Navy. The top of my bed. I have a loft bed, so the camera is velcroed to, I guess, the bottom of my bed. I'm the monster under your bed. I'm streaming down here. The monster under your bed is a Twitch streamer. He's showing a bunch of people how to make a beaded ring. Fake diamond armor, call it fake zircon armor. Navy, I do like that thought. Of counterfeit diamond tools and armor. Very funny. Monster under the bed Zircon would be a really cool character rebrand. You think I'm gonna do a rebrand, Max? I barely have a brand to re. Yeah, I really didn't do a very good job on this. I was too focused on, like, demonstrating it. He must be really small, there's not that much space down there. Oh yeah. But you wouldn't believe the rent. At some point you mentioned it and has not left your brain, because I've made things so difficult for you as an artist. I'm not making it difficult, I'm giving you choice. I'm giving you variety. Somewhere out there is a photo of me under Bones' bed, yeah? I definitely didn't need to have as long a length of thread as I did, but if you were making a whole ring, that's how much thread you'd need. You might even need more. Putting a little potted cactus under your bed and naming it Zircon. That cactus is gonna die, Ace. Sorry, the camera wants to dox me 1 second. Stop leaning towards me. Honestly, that might be worse. Anyway. Beads. Oh, let's see. Can we make a lizard? Let's see if we can make a lizard. This camera is a type of horse or perhaps printer. This camera is something, I'll tell you that. Here's our prototype. Prototype lizard. Yes, this lizard is Spider-Man. I'm just gonna get out 2 black beads for eyes, and that's all the coloring that this lizard is gonna have. Printer haters? I'm a printer hater. Printers are evil, evil creatures. Sorry, I do just like the feeling of beaded things. That's the other thing. If you make it a little bit loose, the weave here, then the beads will still roll in your fingers, and I do that with my ring all the time. Although I didn't actually make this one loose, this just loosened over time. It's very funny, the like shine has rubbed off a lot of these beads, but they are still pretty shiny. Just less so than they used to be. It's a good feeling. That's the other thing. I've like given these to a few people and they've like worried about the fragility of them. I wear this thing basically 24/7 and I have never had to repair it. This is the second one I made, but after that, I never had to make another. I'm not exactly kind to it. I do take it off when I wash my hands, though. And if I'm doing something that I will need to wash my hands from. And I haven't thrown it into the snow yet. Okay, lizard time. Just trying to decide how much. It is nice to have a ring that fits you. That's the other great thing about making a ring like this. You can make it to fit you exactly. No ring size bullshit. Just, it fits you. Thread this other side onto the other needle, because lizard requires 2 needles. And that one I got first try. Just out of practice, that's all. First thing we need, 1 bead. This is not going to be a comprehensive lizard tutorial, I'm just going to be following what this does. So you're just going to want to take the bead to the center of your thread. You've never had a ring that was the right size. You sort of asked for a tutorial because you're making a ring for your boyfriend. Aww. Cute. Well, Navy. Do you have, perhaps, a piece of paper by you? Whoops, there goes my calculator. Do you perhaps, Navy, have a piece of paper? Ace, do you perhaps, does your boyfriend perhaps have a piece of paper, a strip of paper even? And a pencil of some description? Because here's the trick. Have your subject wrap it around to the amount of tightness they would like it to be. The goal is subtlety, I see. And then you just draw a line on the overlap. Now I know the ring must be this long. Okay, I tangled my needles. Hold on. Which is which here? I don't know why I put them down directly beside each other. Anyway, next up, 2 beads. That's 4. 2 beads. Then you just want to go back through them the other way. You can do this with 1 needle, it's just a pain in the ass. Now, I did that wrong. Of course. There's much a joke about getting Zircon's ring size being rendered impossible because of strip of paper. Most complicated beading project I've ever made. I've done some beaded patches. I made one for Bones that was pretty sick. I'd have to search to find photos of it, but it's like an actual beaded piece of fabric that is a pair of crossed addax horns. That was an interesting pattern. I don't know, all those beading projects were interesting, but I don't like beading all that much. Like, beading onto a piece of fabric is just not my favorite. I much prefer bead sculpting like this, and I haven't done anything crazy with it, because even as much as I have other textile things I enjoy doing more than beading. You guys heard me, I haven't made one of these in years. One of these being a ring, not the lizard. The lizard I have made before, but it's also been years. So, I guess not wrong, but not really what I was referring to. Why do you think wedding/engagement rings are rings? There's a lot of different reasons from a lot of different places around the globe, Navy. The easiest answer is because it's easy to keep a ring on you. I have Another Day of Sun from La La Land stuck in my head now, and I'm not entirely sure why. But it's a banger. I just like that musical. Whoops, pulled too tight. My lizard's curling in on himself. Look at that. Yeah, I've made rings for a bunch of people. They aren't too difficult, and I was on a real kick for making them for a while. 3. Another 3 little toesies. You just skip those 3 when you're going back through. That's the fun thing, is that a lot of the skills of, like, keeping tension proper from embroidery do transfer over to beading. So I had a little bit easier of a time learning that stuff than some people might. Because it really is a trick, like, it's just something you've got to learn. It's how to hold tension properly when you're beading, when you're crocheting, when you're embroidering. Knitting as well. Basically any kind of fiber arts manipulation. If you're manipulating thread specifically, thread, yarn, any of that stuff, knowing how to hold tension, very important. It's reminding you of when you first learned how to knit and had crazy too tight yarn tension. Oh, this one's a little disconnected. Come on. There you go. It's 3, 4, 4. Dropped bead. Where'd it go? Gone forever. Lovely. I have shag carpet in my room. You can kind of see it in the corner there. And wow. It's evil for beading. I drop a bead, it's gone forever. There's about an entire hank of gold beads in my carpet. They'll never come out. They're like below the mesh of the of the carpet now. He made some awfully tense dishcloths. Those cloths are more stressed than I am. I say that like I'm stressed right now. Actually pretty calm. Pretty chill. Just waiting. Its own kind of stress, I guess. And there we go. You got a little guy with little arms. Ah, fuck. That was supposed to be 4. I'm enriched. Chat needs something to talk about, though. Let's do 1. Down. There. Haven't even talked about my thoughts on the X-Men movies on stream, have I? Oh boy, the X-Men movies. Mostly just Dark Phoenix right now. I finally watched it. Watched it for the first time yesterday even. And man, poor expectations, greatest gift to a movie. I went into that movie hearing absolutely nothing except how shitty it is. And it wasn't that bad. It was pretty alright. It was like the characters, the plot, that was all terrible. The writing was pretty awful, the dialogue was dog shit. The mood they were trying to set up was just not happening. However, if you just like the X-Men, if you just want to watch mutants run around and show off their powers, that is the movie for you. The CGI was pretty good. The fight scenes were very well choreographed. Like, I don't know. I do wish that people would judge action movies just based on the action sometimes. And I don't know why. And I feel like they do, but like for superhero movies specifically, it feels like there's a real blind spot where people are expecting just these incredible narrative stories, which like sometimes they can, for sure. But superheroes are at their best when they're goofy. And I just feel like judging every superhero movie as if it should be a masterpiece work of art with amazing writing and all kinds of that. See, Navy, that, I understand it. That's the thing. Marvel can do a serious movie well, but it's a question of scope. If the world is ending, if everything's going to go to shit, and you have to raise the stakes so high that it just gets ridiculous, it can't be serious. But for, like, Logan, very grounded movie for a superhero movie. And an incredible movie. Very, very good. I liked that movie a lot. Okay, there we go. Navy, it's so good. Quicksilver! Yeah, Quicksilver has some amazing scenes in X-Men. He was the only one. He was the only character that I feel like kind of got sidelined a bit in this movie in Dark Phoenix. Because it really seemed like they were going out of their way to show the mutants showing off their powers. For basically everyone except Quicksilver and Professor X. And honestly, Professor X has done sweet fuck all in any of the movies. So I'm not that broken up about him not doing anything in this movie. It's mostly just that he... Have you guys heard of the Worf effect? If you have a character whose whole thing is being powerful, but because of that, they just show him getting beat up all the time, the character doesn't feel powerful. They feel like a pushover. No matter how much you tell me that this character is super powerful. Ugh. That's a Quicksilver scene, Max, is when they break Magneto out of prison. Although my favorite one is the Quicksilver scene in Apocalypse. That is a top-notch scene. It's so good. I'm gonna get you to watch it at some point, Max. It's so good. I don't know. Quicksilver is probably one of my favorite mutants, although on rewatch of all of these movies, I gotta say, I've got a real love for Hank McCoy. That's the Beast. He's probably my favorite mutant, like, overall. Quicksilver's my favorite movie mutant just because his power is so bombastic when they show it on screen, but I really do like Beast. He's ridiculous. It's definitely a little bit of ableism, Ace. I agree with you there. Professor X is also just, like, supposed to be stupid powerful in the comics, but they can't show him doing that, because if they did, he'd just solve all the problems in the movie, and the movie would be over. But I do wish they would show him doing something. And honestly, Dark Phoenix is the first X-Men movie where they didn't just put him on a bus and were like, oh, Charles can't help right now. He wasn't kidnapped, he wasn't knocked out, he wasn't on drugs, he was nothing. But the Phoenix is just so much more powerful than him that it doesn't matter. Like, it's not even that they show him getting beat up all the time. It's that they don't show him doing anything ever. They put him on a bus and leave him there for the whole movie. Also, Max, the one you're talking about is in Apocalypse, and it is a very awesome scene. When he's saving everyone from the exploding mansion, yeah, it's so good. But yeah, Dark Phoenix, I understand why it got the hate it did. I'm not saying it didn't deserve it. But I think that movies should be allowed to be shitty, and I think we should have 50 more X-Men movies right now. Can I distract and ask about my thoughts on the newest Superman? I have not seen it. I'm sorry, I don't watch a whole lot of superhero movies. I have a special soft spot for the X-Men, but otherwise... Actually, no, I have seen it. I'm pretty sure my family watched it with me. I don't have many thoughts on it, though. That's one of the things. Like, I'm not talking about Logan because it's that good. It's really an incredible movie, and I think that you guys should watch it, even just as... If you are vaguely aware of the characters of Wolverine, Professor X, it's worth watching. It's a very good movie. But that's all there is to say on it. It's a good movie. You should watch it. It's pretty good standalone. Like, you can fully ignore the universe of the X-Men franchise. It does not matter. It's not important. Not to that movie. And holy fuck, Patrick Stewart goes crazy good in that movie. He is such a good actor. Honest to God, it, like, takes a lot for a movie to even nearly make me cry, and I shed a few tears watching Logan. It's a very good movie. But also, if you want to just watch ridiculous superhero shenanigans, Dark Phoenix is not as bad of a movie as you may have been led to believe. If you never watched it, if you just were like, oh, that sounds like shit, I'm not gonna watch it, it may be worth a revisit. Also, on the topic of the new Superman, Nicholas Hoult is the Beast in, like, the past timeline, the young Beast. And oh my god, it's almost worth recommending Dark Phoenix on one scene alone, and it's because Nicholas Hoult is just acting his heart out in, like, one specific scene of that movie. He's going so hard, he's so earnest in this dog shit movie. It's incredible. There's our little lizard guy. He doesn't have a tail yet, we're working on it still. You did see it in cinemas, and the sound was not well balanced. He unfortunately is in the wrong part of that sentence. Oh, cinema audio balancing, my nemesis. I swear, they just want every movie to sound like you're sitting on a bomb field. What is that called? Test range? Something like that. Wherever the Mythbusters go. I still remember when we went to see Lisa Frankenstein, and in the theater next to us, Madam Web was playing, and just, like, every 5 minutes was this incredibly loud blast of bass from the theater next door. And it just had nothing to do with the movie we were watching, but it definitely made that movie more fun to watch. Because you never knew when it was gonna happen. There'd just be just, no matter the scene. And it was one of those things where it's like, God, what is happening in Madam Web that they're doing this often? I dropped the lizard. He's fine, though. How long a tail? Should we just do 4? We'll do 4. Lisa Frankenstein was also a very fun movie. Very goofy. Ow. One of those movies that I don't know that I'd recommend it if I didn't see it with friends. But as, like, a friend, as you sit down to watch it with your friends, it's a really good movie. Very fun. Bit of a jaunt to one of his legs here. Let's see if I can fix that a little. There we go. Slightly better. There we go. Lizard. Teeny tiny lizard. I know Bones has one of these pinned to his wall somewhere. Like a bug. And I think Corey also has one that he had as a phone charm for a bit, but I don't think it survived as a phone charm for that long. A bomb range. Thank you, Stump. Hold on. I'm trying to... Oh, don't do that. I'm trying to tie a knot. Well, I've tied a knot now, but it's not really the one I wanted. It's not the right one. Haha. You know what? I just remembered how I finished the old piece. It's not this way. So let's see if I can do that. Don't be like me, leave yourself more thread than this to work with. This is awful. And to make matters worse, there's a cat hair tangled into my... like, stuck to my hands and tangled in with everything. I ask for an estimate on how much longer stream will be. I have no idea. I kind of was expecting to do my 3 streams and then be done with it, and then clearly I did not do that, so... Your estimate is I have no idea. But I was planning for a shorter one tonight. Damn it. There we are. Now Lizard is done, and he won't come apart. Tiny Lizard. What will he do? What he will do is live in my little trinket thing over there. Lay there, wiggle. Maybe. Sitting with an orange bead. Hold on. Shorter, so approximately 3 more hours. You never know, Navy. You never know. You guys get to watch me put things away now. Another threaded needle in the collection. Why do I keep them threaded? Sometimes I only need a little bit. Almost never. But what if one day I only need a little bit of thread? I don't have one already threaded, then I'm going to have to cut more of my giant spool of thread and thread another needle. And how can I be expected to do that? I also don't really have a plan for this. This is just gonna go into the bucket. Middle-aged dad with a wood table in his garage mindset. Oh, believe you me, we have a wood pile. And now that goes under my desk and gone forever. It stays out, and we need a new piece of thread. So much cat hair on my desk. Here's another trick. If you want to separate out just one strand of floss from a 6-strand floss, if you hold just one end of it and hold the other end loosely, you can pull it out and nothing gets tangled. That was not a good demonstration of this just because this whole setup is terrible. But that's not what tonight's stream is about. This stream is about me testing things that didn't even work as I would want them to. Demonstration failed. Throw the whole stream out. Alright. I had higher hopes for it than I actually got. I'm gonna have to do some longer term testing with this as well. But we'll see. We'll see how things turn out. If I do end up making any permanent changes, I'll tell you guys what I was testing, but I'm not sure if I'm going to yet. I would like to ask you guys, though, if you noticed anything really changing. See, the problem is that this camera's resolution is dog shit, so, like, the stream quality is not going to be that different. And also, I'm pretty sure Stump was watching at 160p anyway. I don't think it matters. But if you noticed any quality changes, let me know. Shit. Hold it all the way through. Oh, I always do that. It's about the idea of being along for the ride of detail work. Yeah. Boy, I'm really doing some teeny tiny work here that you guys are not actually able to see any of, huh? Hey, maybe one day I'll get a better camera. You are not paying attention to quality, so your input is rather pointless. That is not pointless input, Navy, because if my audience doesn't give a shit about the quality, then I'm better off having a lower quality stream that can actually have a decent bitrate, and then you guys won't ever have to lag, and I will be able to interact with you more without stream delay. This is staying the cat cam. The cat cam is not becoming a better camera. It's I will get another camera that is better. Although really the first thing that needs to change under here is light. I used to have an LED strip, but it was $8 and died. And I can't be surprised, because it was $8. But it didn't even last me 6 months. It probably lasted me about 6 months. A long period of serving me. A 6-month period of serving me. It's been dead for a while, and I set it up not that long ago after I got top surgery, and that was 8 months ago now. 9 months ago now? I don't know. Time is moving, and I'd rather not acknowledge it. No, I'm using my alt light right now. Which is honestly, it's a very intense lamp. Which means it's good for detail work like this, but it's absolutely awful for, like, lighting the area under my bed. It's not a diffuse source of light. To its credit and detriment. This is like mid-level too. It can go higher. I can be more pale. Sorry for the flashbangs. But, like, this lamp is actually made for detail work like this, especially for petty point, like this stuff. Because the colors are, like, a very faithful representation. Any photo I've posted of embroidery stuff online has been, like, directly under this lamp. Because it's a very faithful colors when you take a photo in it. Obviously not with this camera because it's dog shit, but with a decent camera, this is the light you want for showing off the actual colors of something. It almost works as a diffuser under my bed if it's shining just onto my desk, because it's a white desk, right? But there's not really a good way to have it set up, and I usually just don't use it these days. I only use it when I have to, like, have light on my desk. And honestly, the way I mostly embroider now is I'm, like, leaning way back in my chair. And I just use my room light. That kind of got away on me. The extra tail. Oh my god, Stream Deck, why would you do that to me? I thought that was my OBS going offline. It sent me a notification, the same sound of notification that OBS sends me when it goes offline, unexpectedly. Scared me. I've been trying to think of what else I could use for background noise other than my train noises. Not that I just want some variety. I like my train noises, but I think some variety would be nice. I've been trying to think of what else I could use. I've got some recordings of the sea, but they're not long enough for that. And I'd have to do some heavy editing, because there's a lot of wind noise in some of them. Not like the train noises weren't heavily edited, though. Oh, right, I was gonna try and find the original sound that I recorded from the train, because, like, it's unrecognizable. Where did I get clips of the sea? When I was in Brighton. So these are, like, years old, but I was going through some old files and I found them. And I wish that they were longer, but when I was in Brighton, I was horribly ill. Not really, I just had a cold. But, actually it was probably COVID, but... What was awful was that it was my first time having that kind of sickness while somewhere that isn't as dry as where I live. And so, like, already, it's terrible to be phlegmy, but when you're phlegmy somewhere where it's very humid, it's terrible. I was dying. My nose was running like a faucet. There was a bedpost in the place we were staying that had... Actually, no, this wasn't in Brighton. Where was this? This was some other place by the sea. But there was a bedpost that had, like, a pole on it. That I went into the bathroom of my room, I took the toilet paper out of the bathroom, I put it on that bedpost, and then I just had that there as tissues, and I went through, like, 2 rolls of toilet paper to blowing my nose while we were there for, like, 2 days. So that's why the ocean clips are short. I wasn't by the sea very long. The ocean air did not help my consumption. The British period dramas lied to me. I didn't even meet the love of my life or anything. I didn't get to go to a single ball. I'm not built for humid air. Honestly, we got off the plane and it was like hard to breathe. Better than people not built for dry air, though. They come here and their noses start bleeding immediately. And that sounds much worse. What exactly did the British period drama set tell me? It told me that I would find the love of my life while at sea to cure my consumption. I was sent to the sea for my health, and it didn't do anything. Isn't consumption like tuberculosis? I didn't have tuberculosis. I wasn't coughing up blood, don't worry. Alright, I'm glad we're on the same page here. That's a crazy name for tuberculosis. I mean, it's because it consumed you. It consumed you to a wisp of nothing. I have so many. My mom really likes British period dramas, so I find a lot of them for her to watch, and there's so many. There are so many British period dramas out there. It's ridiculous. There's far too many. Like, it's crazy to me that that can be a whole genre. Take it away. They could have just kept them in the period and we would all be fine. Is it specifically and only upstairs, downstairs period stuff, or generally old British stories? I mean, it's largely upstairs, downstairs stuff, but... I don't know. I don't really watch them. What's your rec? Withering is a vague translation from Russian. That's a really good one. Alright, now I want to make a resource pack that just changes the Minecraft debuff from wither to tuberculosis. Wither effect. Oh, that's the thing. I wish it was easier to just, like, use the internet in moderation. And it is for some people, but boy, it isn't for me. I get on the internet somewhere and I'm whole hog. One second. I really should do more bead sculpting. I enjoyed making the lizard. And it's a lot easier when you can actually, like, have it right up to your face versus out in front of me. Max was asking about the over-the-shoulder camera at the start of stream. Well, at the actual start of stream, not the start of this stream, but way back at 8:30 today. Max was asking about the over-the-shoulder cam. And I do wish I could make that work in a way I felt comfortable with, but it's just too unstable. And it refers to the fact that this cat cam, I had it, like, perched on my shoulder once while in a call with... Was it with just Max, or was it with some other people? Where it was basically just the camera was on my shoulder and, like, looked out to what I was looking at, and that was pretty great for me. And, like, embroidery-wise. It's a good perspective for me, it was a good perspective for the camera. I know I also played 3DS like that for a little bit. In fact, the reason there's a Velcro spot at the top of my bed for the camera is for the 3DS. That's initially why I did it. And it worked alright. Not great, but I mean... What do you expect? There was a new period series based on Pride and Prejudice on the TV the other day, and you weren't able to sit through the whole episode. Wallace and Gromit is not British period. It is British. They are British. I love Wallace and Gromit. I should watch some Wallace and Gromit tonight. Watch Curse of the Were-Rabbit. Navy, did you know that I've been in the Pride and Prejudice house? I don't know why I said Navy specifically, like you'd care about. Or not Pride and Prejudice, in the Downton Abbey house. I've been inside of it. They had a strict no photos policy. And I took one photo. Because I had to. I had to take it. Apparently it takes me 2 full years, over 2 years, to start talking about the vacation I was on. Because this was in 2023. It takes me 3 years to talk about a vacation. Now you guys get to hear about it. You've definitely heard about British steak and beef, but that's it. Oh, we gotta raid immediately. Gravelord Beto is live playing Terraria. We can raid Gravelord Beto again. I hope he's still live. Still be live. Be live. Yeah, he's live. Do you mean recently? Grandparents. Ah. Yeah, Downton Abbey with Maggie Smith. That is the one. You can see my chin hairs there. Reached under my desk for my garbage can. Okay, I need to look at the pattern for this, or I could just stop now. We could go raid Gravelord Beto now. Let's go raid Beto. Alright. Nice 2 of 3 stream? Fuck, I never updated the stream title. I changed it, but I never updated it. Now I've updated it. Now, as we raid out, it's 3 of 3. This was actually the 4th one, even. So, we really nailed it tonight. Thank you all for joining me. Thank you all for putting up with my ridiculous testing. Next stream will be normal. I'll probably show you guys where I'm at on the embroidery, though. And I have no idea what I'm doing next stream. Maybe Minecraft. Maybe Patrick's Parabox. Boo, not normality. Oh well, you never know. Maybe I'll be doing something bullshit again. I'm gonna subject you guys to another 6 hours of Minesweeper, just you wait. Alrighty, go say hi to Beto for me. Good night, goodbye! And good night, VOD watchers.